Rock and Roll Geek Show 1452.
Still rocking after all these years.
This is the story of my rock and roll butler.
This is it, the show that started it all. Often imitated, but never equal. From San Francisco, USA. Online since 2004. It's the one and only Rock and Roll Geek Show. With the original Rock and Roll Geek, Michael Butler.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My name's Michael Butler. Thanks a lot for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today is Wednesday, March 11th, 2026, and it's 3:25 p.m. when I'm recording this episode, and it's afternoon, so I am technically allowed to drink a beer. I'm actually almost finished with the first beer of the day. This is my Modelo in the can, so let me guzzle the last few sips of this thing, if I can get it in one sip. Oh, that's good. Okay, it's time to open another one now. I was driving, I'm up here in an undisclosed location in upstate New York again, but I went down to New York City on Monday, and I met Manitoba, Richard, Handsome Dick Manitoba, for lunch, and on the way back upstate, we were listening to the Cars on the. By the way, Manitoba seems to be doing pretty well. I went to the doctor with him, dropped him off at his doctor. We are doing a Midwest tour in a couple weeks. Starts on the 26th, I think, or 25th or 26th in Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you find out all these shows on handsomedickmanitoba.com, also on my Instagram, you'll probably see it, which is Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask, pardon me, I'm burping with this fine Modelo. Anyway, that's happening, and if you want to go, send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com, or text me if you have my number, and I'll try to put you on the guest list. Looking forward to seeing some friends of the show already who said they're coming, so that's going to be fun, I hope. Anyway, on the way back to upstate New York in this undisclosed location, we were listening to the Cars in the car, and I mentioned that, hey, did you know that Todd Rundgren sang for they reformed and had Todd Rundgren on vocals for a while, and I said, I think they put out an album. I wasn't sure. And I looked for it, and I found it, and it's a live album called "It's Alive." And I'd never listened to it. I had gone to the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp back in 2006. My good friend Sam Levin got me press access to it, and Elliot Easton was there. He was doing like I don't know. He was one of the teachers or whatever, one of the guest rock stars showing up. And this was the time when they were forming the new Cars. And he said, would anybody like to hear the new single what we just recorded with Todd Rundgren? And I played it on, and I had him. I was recording him talk because I'm a huge Elliot Easton fan. I think he's one of the greatest guitar players that people don't realize. And he played it, and I was posting like daily episodes when I was going to the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp like every day, just hanging out with a microphone, just seeing what I could get. Cheap Trick was there, all the guys in Cheap Trick were there. Elliot Easton was there, Doug Feiger from the Knack was there, who's good friends with Elliot Easton. Of course, not Tommy Schall, but the other guy from Jack Blades was there. Of course, he was like the MC guy. Anyway, I played the episode. I went to the hotel room and uploaded it, and all these Todd Rundgren fans, somehow they heard this episode with me playing the new Cars song with Todd Rundgren singing in the background. Like, you know, I just held the microphone up, so you couldn't hear it that well, but it got all this attention, and I had no idea. And I never went and listened to the new Cars. I think they did a few songs, and I never went and listened. So I went searching in the car on the way back up here to this undisclosed location, and I found an album called "It's Alive." I put it on, and I said, damn, this sounds like a fucking hard rock version of the Cars. This is almost better than the Cars. I really like this. I mean, it was rocking, man. And I got to say, Todd Rundgren nails it. I looked up the musicians on the album, and It's Elliot Easton, Greg Hawkes from the Cars. Those are the two guys from the Cars. And it had Kazim Sultan on bass, who a friend of the person a friend up here, or a person I met up here named Deb, is really good friends with Kazim Sultan, and she watches his dog for him, and she's really good friends, known the guy for a long time. Why am I saying it? I don't know. Anyway, Kazim Sultan from Todd Rundgren's band was on bass. Prairie Prince, who lives down the street from my old place in San Francisco, was on drums. Todd Rundgren on vocals. So I put it on. I was so surprised how good this sounds. It's mostly live stuff. I'm going to play a song for you. Maybe turn you on to this, because I was excited after I heard it, because it sounds really fucking good. Listen, and when you listen to this song, I'm going to play Shake It Up. Listen to Elliot Easton's guitar. That fucking guy is shredding, man. Here you go. Before I play it, I'm gonna go to the Wikipedia here. So I looked it up here. So let's see. The New Cars were a band formed in 2005 by two of the original members of the 70s, 80s new wave band, The Cars. The band was composed. By the way, I saw The Cars on their very first U.S. tour in an arena. I forget who they were opening for, Foreigner or one of those bands. They were kind of boring, and I saw them reform in like 2010 or something with Rick Ocasek. They were boring again. Their songs are great, but they were pretty boring, except for Elliot Easton, who was kind of cool. I digress, though. New Cars were a band formed in 2005 by two of the original members of the Cars. The band was composed of original Cars members Elliot Easton and Greg Hawkes, along with vocalist guitarist Todd Rundgren, bass player, vocalist Kazim Sultan, and drummer Prairie Prince. The band performed Cars songs, some new material, and selections from Todd Rundgren's career. 2005, rumors began circulating that Elliot Easton and Greg Hawkes would be teaming with Todd Rundgren in a new... I'm trying to read this. It's on the Wikipedia, but I think it's pretty interesting. Hopefully you will too after you hear it. They will be teaming with Todd Rundgren in a new Cars lineup, with Todd Rundgren replacing Cars' original vocalists Rick Ocasek and Benjamin Orr. The rumors turned out to be true, with the revamped lineup calling themselves the New Cars. Two regular Rundgren collaborators, bassist Kazim Sultan and drummer Prairie Prince. Speaking of Kazim Sultan, he also played with Joan Jett for a short period of time. And later on in the show, Ralph Miller is going to be giving us a show review of Joan Jett and doing a residency in Vegas. And apparently she played a bunch of real deep cuts. I'm looking forward to hearing that. I have not listened to it yet. Pardon me, I'm coughing up this fine, but I need to take a sip. I need to open up the second beer. Hold on a second. Me. Two regular Todd Rundgren collaborators, bass players Kazim Sultan and drummer Prairie Prince, replaced bass player Benjamin Orr and drummer David Robinson. In the new lineup, David Robinson, who had retired from the music industry, was invited to... Years before, he was invited to join the group, but amicably declined. Rick Ocasek, who had opted out of any possibilities of a reunion, gave his blessing to Easton and Hawkes, saying, "I want Elliot and Gregg to be happy." So he let him go on using the Cars name. On April 17th, 2006, when Ocasek appeared on the Colbert Report and was asked if there was anyone he wanted to put on notice, he said, "Yeah, Todd Rundgren." I don't think they had I think he was probably joking. On March 20th, 2006, the New Cars released a new original single called Not Tonight on 11/7 Music. On May 9th, 2006, they released an album called It's Alive, also on 11/7 Music, consisting of 18 tracks, 15 live recordings, 12 classic Cars songs, the new single Not Tonight, 2 Todd Rundgren songs, pardon me, I burped, it was fine, Modelo, and 3 new original studio tracks. Todd referred to the project as an opportunity for me to pay my bills, play for a larger audience, and work with musicians I know and like, and ideally have some fun for a year. In 2004, all of still living original members of the Cars reunited for a studio album and tour. I saw that tour. I'll probably stop here. I enjoyed it, but they didn't move around or anything on stage. The band's first tour, the New Cars' first tour, the Summer Road Rage tour, they opened for Blondie. The spring leg had to be cut short because Elliot Easton broke his collarbone on June 5th and was playing in great pain. Despite the fact that the accompanying album had only sold 16,000 units, a winter leg of the tour ran from November through early December. The tour, titled Road Rage Winter Tour, was a theater tour of venues which were much smaller than their previous arena tour. They played their last concert in September of 2007. I hope you're with me on this, but I'm enjoying this. Todd Rundgren resumed his solo career, and his 2009 solo tour featured Chasm Sultan, Prairie Prince, and Greg Hawkes as members of his backing band. Michael Street, friend of the show, we went to The Illusionist. Was it The Illusion? Not The Illusionist, but The Individualist, I think was his book. And we saw him, Michael Street and I saw him at the Palace of Fine Arts, and I believe he had Greg Hawkes on keyboards at that time. Hawkes and Easton reunited with surviving members Rick Ocasek and David Robinson for an album and tour in 2010, which I went to. Several years later, when Todd Rundgren was asked, looking back, how he would characterize his time with the New Cars, he replied, "Bittersweet. You know, we all put a lot of effort into it, but we got practically nothing out of it but aggravation." Well, I'm going to play a New Cars. I'm going to play "Shake It Up." Listen to how hard rock this sounds, and listen to Elliot Easton, and listen to this rhythm section. They sound so much better with this powerful rhythm section. Prairie Prince is a fucking great drummer. Here you go. Whoa. Back, shake it up. Here we go. Here we go. All right, listen to Elliot Easton. This fucking guy shreds. Here he comes. Oh man, was that good. I could do a whole show just breaking down that solo. There you go. Man, if you're a Cars fan, I highly suggest you go and look this album up called It's Alive from the New Cars. Man, I was pleasantly surprised. I figured, it's probably not going to be that great, but maybe I'm just getting old, but I'm really enjoying it. I've listened to this thing like 3 times now, and I can't get enough of it. It's a hard rocking version of the Cars, way more rocking than the Cars ever were. Good job, Todd Rundgren, and I'm sorry it was a waste of time for everybody, but man, I like it. Why don't I play some more while we thank some people who donate to the show? How about that? I'll go to Bye Bye Love. Here we go. All right, friends, there are several ways you can donate to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. My favorite way is Venmo. At Michael-Butler-11 is my Venmo. As you know, this show's a value for value, so if you get any value out of this, please, friends. I'm unemployed and living in an undisclosed location. My 10 homes are no longer mine anymore, friends. So please help me out. Tim Schall saved the show this month, $50 on Venmo. Dan Gerawan also saved the show with $50 this month. Kirk Crawford saved the show $50. John Morgan, $25. Rockbottom Rob Giglio, $20. Gregg Brofer, I'm still praying, along with many other people I'm praying for as well. I'm praying for everybody's health when I go to bed at night. Gregg Brofer, $20. Thank you, Greg. Brian Johnston. No. Blake Johnston, the Rock and Roll Brian Cranston, $20. Friend of the show and friend of mine, Todd Cunningham, $10. Stephen Cohen, $10. Richard Fusey, the Sheriff, $8.99. Bruce McMillan, $3. That's all the Venmo donations. Thank you, everybody who donated on Venmo. At Michael-Butler-11. On Patreon, patreon.com/RnR Geek. My bodyguard, Joe Pawlak, who I'm hoping to see in the Midwest, $16.66. Kirk Crawford, again, $12.77. Patrick Shanahan, $10. Brian Springer, $8. Michael Street, $7.50. Dave Slusher jumped ship, but he's still donating $5.55. Robert Harvey, $5. Chiaki Hinahara, $5 on Medaki Metal on Instagram. Jamie Jefford, $5. What else we got here? How about, here's a Todd Rundgren song they do. How about I Saw the Light? No, let's find, how about this one? You're All I've Got Tonight. Jamie Jefford, $5. Erik Klein, $5. Paul Smith, $5. Justin Lefkowitz, $5. Steve T. Steve Trice, $5. James Shapiro, $5. Martin Crawley, $5. Nadi Itani, $5. Eric Stowell, $4. Mike Kellier, £4. Mark Mazet, $3. Adrian Boschan, Bosch Rock on the Rock and Roll Geek Facebook page, which I did not create, but I do approve. People just got to answer 2 questions. Created by the Sheriff, Richard Fusey, so we know you are not coming up to this undisclosed location to find out where I live now, where I am part of the time. Adrian Boschan, $2. Thanks, Bosch Rock. Amy Bowen, $2. Eric the Rock and Roll Pleeb, $142. 3 Legs, 4 Wheels, and Arnie Stats, $1. On PayPal, Dave Franco, $20. Stephen LaPerriere, $20, who's helping with my book. Eventually I'm going to get my ass off my ass and start talking into my voice memos and giving some chapters for Stephen to write for me. Jason Shepard, $10. BJ Lisco, $10. Ralph Miller, friend of mine and friend of the show, who's got a review coming up. William, $10. William Beal, $10. Dave Jackson in the School of Podcasting, $10. Jace Lesniewski, $5. Christopher Del Grande, $5. Benjamin Muller, $5. Jeff and Sherry Thielelicki, $5. Vincent Creamy, $5. John Tennis, $5. Rachel Rosenberg, $5. Greg Long, $5. Andrew Howe, $5. Peter Spark, $5. John Offenlock, $5. Lassie Sadvidhagen, $5. Chad Kiffmeyer, $5. Chad Kiffmeyer, Lassie Sadverhagen, $2. Chad Kiffmeyer, $2. Dave Alexander, $2. Adam Croft, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real. I'll listen to some LED Shred. Adam Croft, $2. Deborah Dreyfus, if that's your real name, $2. Kai Matsuda in Japan, $2. William Moffat, $2. And finally, Brian Gradage, $2. Thank you to everybody who donates to the Rock and Roll Geek Show. If you get any value out of this, there's no advertisers. I don't have to answer to anybody but you, friends. Please, if it's worth anything to you, I could really, really use the support right now. Emotionally and financially. Go to rockandrollgeek.com, hit the donate button. It'll tell you all the ways you can help out the show, friends. You can also help out by leaving show reviews. Like people will, I'm going to play show reviews later on. Let's let this finish. I'm telling you, this album is a good live album, man. I don't know if you're a Cars fan or not. You can admit it. The Cars had some great fucking tunes. Great tunes. All right, let's kill this. Kill it. I'm gonna play before we move on to show reviews. I'm gonna play the single, the studio version of the single "Not Tonight," which is also good. Here you go.
I don't know what that cologne is, but it's working like a charm. Makes it easy to imagine walking you on my arm, on my arm. I wanna show you around the sights, but not tonight. I like the outfit you're wearing. I like the way that you think. I'd like to call us a cab and take you out for a drink. Wink, wink. I wanna take you for a little bite, but not tonight. No, no. I'd like to have a chance to treat you right, but not tonight. I could squeeze you in, but my dance card is full. Still, I might change plans if you give a little, just a little pull. I hear you have a reputation. They say you like to move fast. They say that you don't give a damn about the price of your gas. That's a guess. So we can drive till the early light, but not tonight. No, no, I'd like to have a chance to treat you right, but not tonight. I could make some calls, move things around and cancel stuff, but you're a long, long road I must go down. One night is not enough.
There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. I really like that. I get excited when I find something that I've not known about. When I discover some music that is good, it really makes me feel good, and I like to share it with you, friends. All right, why don't we play some show reviews? This has been with me for a while now. Lars Lenova. I'm not sure who he reviewed, but it's been sitting in my box for a while. I'm sorry, Lars, that I have not played this, so I'm playing it for you now, friends. Right.
Hi, this is Andreas together with Lars Lunova from the southwest of Germany.
Andreas and Lars.
We were asked to do a show review for the Gluecifer and the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly concert that we both went to last week in Karlsruhe, but we didn't meet there because we both didn't know that the other one was going. So this is actually the first time we're going to talk about this concert here, and we're going to use it as a concert review for the Rock and Roll Geek Show. So Lars, we actually never met in person because I only ordered the album from your band from you, and then we wrote a little bit on social media, but we never met in person. This is actually the first time we're online talking to each other. So hi, and nice to meet you.
Yeah, that's funny. Absolutely. The funniest thing is that you grew up in the area where I live now, and I'm
a podcast within a podcast. I love it.
In Frankenthal, which is maybe 30 or 40 kilometers away where you live now. That's really funny because our paths crossed never before, and via the Rock and Roll Geek Show, now we are friends in the Rock and Roll Geek Show
there
group,
you go.
which
Nice.
was not created
to meet
by
you,
Michael
Andreas.
Butler, that's correct. And we had to
I don't think
say,
I've ever met Andreas before.
Normally we went to the concert together, but we missed that. And now we are sitting here and talking and making this concert review. On this thing, I have to say hi to Kirk Crawford and Phil Robinson, who said, hey, do a show review.
Yeah.
And here we are, but it's not a single show review, it's a double show review from Andreas and me. So
I love it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think the Rock and Roll Geek Show was not created by Michael Butler, but it was probably created for people like you and me to meet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Funny is that we're doing a Zoom conference right now for the listeners of the show, and we're seeing each other, and you are recording the audio thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was surprised that the Gluecifer are going on tour, and then I was surprised that they said, yeah, let's bring the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly.
Yeah.
And about this thing, I have to tell a little bit later what happened to me during the Gluecifer show. But first of all, what was your impression of the show?
Well, the first thing I have to say is I only learned about the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly through the Rock and Roll Geek Show, because Michael had played him many times and I liked him. And I really only realized like a few months ago that the singer for the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly is also the singer for Quellattack, who I've seen quite a few times before. Also at the same club at the substage in Karlsruhe.
But he's totally different. You wear totally different clothes on this show.
That's true. And the other thing is, I only realized that the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly were the opener at the Gluecifer concert like 2 or 3 days earlier when I saw a social media post. So I didn't know that they were playing there. So that was a nice surprise. And I have to say I wasn't in front of the stage. And I saw pictures that you took, Lars, and you were much closer to the action. The reason for me was, number one, I don't want to be in a mosh pit during a concert usually. And also I was there with my girlfriend who had a hip operation not too long ago. So we stayed more to the side.
So I have to tell something about going to concert, because a good friend of mine told me once the most people are right-handed, and when people go to concerts they tend to go to the right side. He said, when you go to concert, go to the left side. And since years I always go to the left side. In case of the Substage Club where the concert was, there is the bar, and that's really cool because I stand with the back to the bar, got beer from the waitress, and got a really nice stage view. I posted a picture or the video from Automatic Thrill of the show, and I always go to the left side because you can dance there. There is space there, and in this case, I meet two of the guys of the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly on this place because right beside me was the security. I don't know the word, the
bouncer
barrier, and behind that, but 1 meter beside me stood the two guys from the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly, and I talked to them the whole Gluecifer show over. That was really cool, and I tell it because I told them that I heard about the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly only because of the Geek show, and I recommended them to the Geek show.
Oh, thank you, friend.
I said that in our all top 10 album lists, they were in some lists, and they were like, "What? We don't know that." And I said, "Come on!" I invited them. I invited Erik, the guitar player, and Iva, the singer of Quellattaque and the Good, the Bad. I invited them. I don't know if they joined the group, but I invited them, and they were really nice. We had some beers, we had some talk, and really funny guys. And to the show about that of them, they played 45 minutes, I would say, or 50 minutes.
That's good.
And it was really good punk rock, a little bit trashy, but I enjoyed it a lot. What was your impression?
Yeah, I mean, I did like it a lot too. There was a lot of energy, and I'm surprised that they drank even more beer after the show with you because I thought some of them had a lot of beer during the show and probably beforehand as well. And what I found interesting comparing it to the records is on the records what stands out for me is it's punk rock, but it has these choruses that remind me a little bit of almost like Queen. They're very elaborate choruses. And during the live show, that was less a part of the sound because it was basically only the guitar player and sometimes the drummer joining for the choruses.
Yeah. And about the sound, it was a little bit. It was not too loud. It was, you could hear from where I stood, you could hear anything really good, but the sound was a little bit, that changed totally when Gluecifer stepped on the stage because it was, it's a support band thing. The support band got not the full sound, but when Gluecifer stepped on stage, it was like, what the fuck is going on here? It was really, really, really different. But they were really good.
Yeah, that happens a lot with opening guys.
I had a lot of fun with my guy. With I don't like I've been at the concert.
Yeah.
Pause for a second. I don't like it when a headliner band gives the opening band a worse sound. It's not fair to me. Stand on your own.
Area, I would say.
That's right. Yeah. He did the crowd surfing and he got shoes on who were blinking. You remember that? Yeah,
absolutely.
And I said to my friend, "Oh, that's good. You can find him when he got lost during the crowd surfing." So, that was maybe kind of his stage persona.
Yeah, and he wore a pink satin jacket, the 70s rock and roll style.
With the November Boys on the back.
Yeah, with the November Boys on the back, right. And he was staged, he was crowd surfing and singing at the same time, which...
That's right, he got that microphone with him. Yeah. And the funny thing was, he reminded me on one point of the show to Danko Jones. I love Danko Jones really because he's a talker. And he's not a rock and roll musician. He talks a lot. And that point at the Good, the Bad, and the Zugly show, when he said they are the dumbest band, the dumbest band with the lowest IQ you can find, and he will soak the IQ from the audience. I was standing there. That's a typical Danko Jones move. That was really, really funny to watch and to see. Really cool.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure if that's a story that he tells every time, or maybe that was because of the beer input before the concert. I don't know.
Maybe in Karlsruhe, the people are really clever, and he knew that. So,
well, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about the Gluecifer thing.
Let's start with when have you started following Gluecifer, and had you seen them before?
I never saw them before. But I saw the Bloodlights twice. It was the band when the Gluecifer split up. Arne Skagen, the guitar player, founded. I don't know if he founded the band, but he was on tour with them. I saw them twice in Cologne, and that was really, really cool. And the album called Simple Pleasure is really, really a good album. And after Automatic Thrill, it was for me the next step for him. It was really cool album. And I talked about Automatic Thrill. Automatic Thrill was the first album what I heard about the Gluecifer, and that was like, wow. And then I stepped backwards and found the Tender as the Savage and Basement Apes and stuff like that. And when they said we got a new album or we bring a new album out, I was like, yeah. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, I was happy too. I had seen him in the 90s and in the early 2000s. I had seen him a few times because back then they were often on tour with the Helicopters because they came out at the same time. That was like a perfect pairing, and so I had I was thinking how many times I had seen the band, and I'm pretty sure it's in the range of about 3, but I'm not 100% on that. So it's been a long time since I last saw him. And I bought tickets right away, and I had pre-ordered the album when I saw the announcement that it was gonna come out. So I was really awaiting their comeback.
Okay, I'm hoping we are not bore the Rock and Roll Geek Show listeners with that kind of audio comment. I hope so, Michael Butler. We don't bore you as well.
Not boring me, friends.
We decided to do a double thing. Yeah, to the show. They played a lot of new songs, maybe 6 or 7. I got the set list here, and they play 6 or 7 songs from the Automatic Thrill. They played 2 or 3 from Basement Apes or Tender as the Savage, but the most songs are from the new album, and they were really good, and they fit perfect in the other set. It's they sound live a little bit harder than on the album, and I was really happy because of my 3 favorite songs were in the set list, which were Automatic Thrill. And I love, I got it here, Easy Living. It was the last song before the encore, and Easy Living is kind of a hypnotic song. I'm done with the easy living. I'm done with it. Goes on, and I was like, wow, what a cool song. And from the new album is also I'm Ready. I love that song really, really. I'm Ready rocks like hell. And when they were over, they played 2 hours. Is that correct? Yeah, 2 hours. And I was like, what a good rock concert. What a really, really good rock concert. And I have to say sorry to the listeners that this package will not go to America, I think. It's not affordable for them to go there. I don't know why, but I have to say sorry. And I have to drink my beer here. I got a Gösser alcohol-free beer right now, but I don't want to do the typical noises like Michael Butler does. Yeah, what about you? About the concert?
Yeah, I mean, we like the same Gluecifer songs, and I do like the new album. I think it's really telling that they played so many songs from the new album, because bands that have been around for a while, they usually play like the most popular songs plus maybe 2 or 3 from the new record, and they did a lot more. So and I think that speaks to the quality of the new album, because I really like that.
They played 7 songs: Amadas, Same Truck, Same High, Mind Control, The Score, Pharmacy, The Idiot, and I'm Ready. 7 songs from the new album. What more to expect?
Yeah, and I thought they also, I mean, they're clearly a little older than The Good, The Bad, and The Zugly. I thought the energy level throughout the gig was pretty high. There was one little lull in between when they had like 3 or 4 mid-tempo songs where I thought that they lost the audience for just a couple minutes there. But then they came back, and then there was also, I mean, the singer Biff Malibu is his nickname. He was also talking a lot, and he actually spoke pretty good German, so that was impressive.
Have you read his book? He brought a book out some years ago where he talks about touring with, I guess with Monster Magnet, was it? And that is really funny book, because he likes eating and he talks about eating. He said at one point of the concert also he likes bratwurst or leberwurst or something
so
like
do
that.
I.
And I was like, he's the eater guy. Yeah, it reminded me to his book. I have to recommend that book to you, Andreas, and all the listeners.
I have to check it
Yeah,
out.
I didn't even know that was out, so I gotta be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, you have to look 100 nights on tour with the Gluecifer or something like that. Yeah. It was all in all cool, and I have to tell about the area where the concert is. It's an old slaughterhouse area, and opposite of that club, the Substage Club, is a part of that old slaughterhouse. And we've been there drinking some beer again. And if we drove away from there, we saw the band came over to that bar, and I was like, "What the fuck? Can I swear on that show? I don't know. You can beep it away.
Probably forbidden."
Oh shit! I forgot to beep it. Sorry.
And I was a little bit that we left.
Fuck! I forgot to beep
came over
it.
to the bar. So next time,
and the thing is, across the street from the stub stage is a club called Alte Hackerei, and that really is a small punk club where only 100 people fit in. And just like with the Baboon show, when Gluecifer was there, they put up the after show party there. So the band went over there because, I mean, that was planned all along. They're too big to play at the Alte Hackerei, but they're not too big to go over there for a drink with their punk rock crowd afterwards.
So next time I will be prepared. Okay, so I think
next time we're going together to a gig. All right?
Yeah. Okay, my friend. Okay, but I think we have to end here because for an audio command, it's gonna be too long. But I like to say to all the listeners, I'm happy to be in that Rock and Roll Geek Show fan group.
Yes.
And I'm happy to be a friend to Michael Butler, which is, for my opinion, one of the coolest podcasts around.
There you go. Thank you, Andreas. I appreciate it.
I got nothing to add. Thanks for listening.
All right, that was
Thanks
nice.
for listening. Bye-bye.
Rock and Roll Geek Show, making friends, making new friends around the world. I appreciate it, friends. You too can leave me a show review. Not Erik Cohen. You record it. You can get your buddy together, go to the concert, do a Zoom thing, and email it to me, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Thanks, Lars and Andreas. That was cool. All right, let's play. I have not played the new Gluecifer on the show, so let's play the new record. It's called Same Drug, New High. Let's play I'm Ready.
Come for me when the sky gets dark. I'll stay awake and light that spark.
There you go. Brand new Gluecifer. I'm ready. Record is called Same Drug, New High. All right, I'm going to have to listen to that record. I like that song. All right, another show review. We're 46 minutes in this. We're going to go a little long today. Oh, okay, let me find it here. Let me pull up my phone. I'm still doing this from the iPad and from the phone. So I'm doing this on the fly. Here we go. Here we go.
Greetings, Michael Butler and
Ralph.
fellow rock and roll geeks. Ralph Miller here. Yes, it's been a while since I left a show review, but I think the time is right.
Yes, it is.
Gonna step back.
I begged him for this review, by the way.
A couple weeks ago, when my wife and I took a trip to Las Vegas, Nevada. So before I get into details, I've got to ask, how you doing, Michael Butler?
I'm super great. Couldn't be better. Thank you for asking.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, I'm in an undisclosed location with snow on the ground working on tax returns, so maybe I'm not doing as well as you, but...
I did my taxes 2 weeks ago with Eric Mortensen, the rock and roll, or the metal CPA, and thank you, Eric. I really appreciate it. He saved my ass again. We stuck it to the man. All right, back to you, Ralph.
Not a lot to complain about. I'm not drinking anything at the moment. It's 2 p.m. I almost did this show review last night when I was slightly buzzed, but my wife and I were having a discussion about taxes, and things just weren't going so well. Anyhow, here we go. So, Las Vegas. When you think of Las Vegas and music nowadays, you think about the Sphere, the gigantic orb just off the Strip, which was built only a couple years ago. My recollection is that, and I could be wrong, is that when Michael Street and I were in Las Vegas for the Cheap Trick weekends, which you also were, the Sphere was just being built, and we saw construction and wondered, what on earth is that? Well, the Sphere's been in place, hosting a lot of musical acts, and mainly the Eagles. So my wife and I decided it was time to experience the Sphere, because the Eagles were extending their run for the 3rd or 4th time. And the Wizard of Oz experience also is going on at the Sphere, and my wife really wanted to see that. So we booked a trip a Wednesday through a Sunday.
That's time to go to Vegas, right? No,
we're filling out...
Monday's probably the best.
Filling out the agenda that we got the Eagles on Saturday, Wizard of Oz on Wednesday, and we need to fill in the nights in between. So for the Thursday night, we had a couple options. My wife's option was Donny Osmond. Yes, that's right. Donny Osmond has been headlining a show at Caesars Harris for, I think, 4 years. Maybe previously it was Donnie Marie in Vegas.
A good gig.
Maybe he's replaced Wayne Newton as the guy that's always in Vegas. So Sharon, my wife, was very excited about that. I was slightly less excited and was looking into perhaps Def Leppard, which was doing a residency. So I looked into Def Leppard. It was heavily sold by the time we planned our trip. There were a few tickets available.
Probably expensive.
For hundreds of dollars.
Oh, fuck that.
So debated, do I really want to pay that money to hear maybe 5 songs that I really, really like from the old era of Def Leppard? So the answer turned out to be, yes, dear, I would love to join you at Donny Osmond.
There you go.
Because what would you do for love, after all?
Exactly.
So we did experience Donny Osmond in
Probably
person.
Better than Def Leppard.
I guess I just can't let this opportunity to get away to leave the first and hopefully last Donny Osmond show review on the Rock and Roll Geek Show. Well, I'll just hit the highlights.
I got to know these songs.
So Donny had a four-piece backing band, maybe 6 dancers. The crowd was mature, we were seated at a 6-person booth table thing just at the back of the 12 rows of seats. So we sat next to 3 gals from the Midwest, and we had a table for our drinks, great view of the stage, no heads in front of us. So it was a great spot at Caesars. Kind of a small room, but nice. So we're waiting for the show to start. There's big video screens on kind of left side wall, right side wall, saying no cell phones, no cameras, no recordings. Apparently, either Donnie's a little vain, or they just don't want old people sticking their phones up in the air, blocking views and all that. So that was fine. I mean, really, the less evidence that I was at Donny Osmond, probably the better. So Donnie comes out and with a new song, because who doesn't want to hear a new Donny Osmond song? Yeah, he does a couple songs that maybe people recognize, not song. Sure. And then he launches into he called it his auto-rapography, which was his promise to condense 6 decades of show business into 90 minutes. So there was a very well done video historical montage that he sang a little rap to that talked about everything he had done. And you kind of forget that Donny Osmond was performing in the 80s and 90s and the zeros, because he was doing a lot of stuff. He reminded us that he was in a couple of Broadway shows and all that. So that was pretty well done. My wife especially liked his Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat song, Close Every Door, which was sung just over a violin. I kept waiting for him to break out into Go Go Joseph or something fast, because when I was a younger dad, my kids, my daughters would listen to the Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat soundtrack over and over. So I was very familiar with those songs. So he did a really nice job on Close Every Door. He also sang Ben with the Michael Jackson song about the rat, and he explained that song was originally supposed to be his, but due to brothers on tour and all that, the song ended up with Michael. He told a few stories. It was fun. Then he said, I'm gonna do it by request, and you can shout out any song you want, and the band and I will do it. So on the back video board was a compilation of every album cover he'd ever been on, and then when he would call out a song, and somebody in the back room would put on the left and right screens, they would put up the album that song was on with a list of all the songs that were on that album and a picture of the album. So he did things you'd expect, like Go Away Little Girl and all that. Girl. So he was walking into the crowd taking requests, and he came upon this English gentleman who requested I'm Into Something Good. And Donnie said, did I do that? Do I know that song? I don't know. Are you sure I did that song? Well, it was up on the video screen that this was on a compilation album that he had done. And it was actually a Peter Noon Herman's Hermit song. And the band started playing it. Well, I don't know if the band played it, but the music was played, and he sang over the music a little bit. So he was a little bit embarrassed that he didn't know that song, but all the other songs that people called out, he was able to do. So the gals sitting next to us, they kept calling out for this song called Hey Girl. So finally, Donnie recognized their request and started walking out towards our table. So he walked right up to our table and asked the gal that I requested it, or all three of them were yelling it out, but he picked out one of the ladies and said, well, stand up and I'll sing it to you. So 4 feet in front of our booth, Donny Osmond was serenading this gal. Cool. And then started dancing with her. And of course, every instinct I had was to get out my phone and take a picture of this so she would have a memento of Dancing with Donny. But
good guy.
I just didn't want to get thrown out of the venue, so no camera, no photo, just a memory for her. What else did he do? So he did a little medley of Vegas kind of tunes, Viva Las Vegas, Luck Be a Lady Tonight, which was kind of fun. And then he sang a song called Having a Party, and at this point he told the audience that balloons or big balls would be thrown into the audience. And he gave everybody strict instructions on, how to deal with the fact that big balls would be bouncing around. Like, don't throw them back on the stage. Be careful. Your drink's going to be knocked over. Don't take them home. It was like kindergarten class on how to deal with a beach ball. I'm guessing not a lot of these folks go to shows where they toss beach balls into the audience. Anyway, enough of that. It was a fun night. My wife loved it.
And you got brownie points, friend.
Bonus points for me.
Exactly.
What would you do for love?
Yep.
Definitely happened. Next night
was the
night
to do for love,
a payback for Ralph.
Got to take her to Joan
Next
Jett.
night at the House of Blues, Mandalay Bay, my girl, Joan Jett.
Mine too, friend.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with their second.
I watched on Tubi last night Susie Quatro documentary. I forget what it's called. It's pretty good. I think it's called Susie Q. It's not bad. Joan's in it, and so is Kenny Laguna. And
Las
Sharon
Vegas
Curry
resident.
as well. What happened here? Oh.
Remember looking at the set list when she was in Las Vegas previously and being very jealous that I was not there because there was a lot of deep cuts. It looked great. So I bought tickets for Friday and Saturday night for Joan Jett in the pit right when they went on
Super
sale,
fan.
not knowing what night we would end up there, not knowing if my wife would want to go, not knowing a lot, but definitely wanting to be there. So the way it shook out is I went into the pit and I got Sharon a seat at one of the booths right behind the GA floor. It was a great spot with a great view. She had some people she could talk to. I had some people I could talk to on the floor. It all worked out. So, gosh, where do I start with Joan? So, House of Blues, it's a very nice room, very nice club. Booths on the sides, GA floor in the middle. There's an upstairs, I think, with seats. The show was announced with a 7:30 start, but it actually turns out it's 8:30 start, 7:30 doors. But people started lining up at 6 o'clock. We got to the Mandalay Bay plenty early. Gave us time to have a meal and my wife some time to spend her money on the gambling devices.
There you go.
Which she enjoys a lot. I do not. It's her thing, my thing, the music. Anyway, got me a beer, wandered around, finally decided, well, I might as well stand in line because why not? Nothing else to do. So I stood in line, chatting with some of the folks. There was a line of early access. You paid $25. You could stand in early access. So there were a lot of people in early access. A lot of diehards, a lot of Joan Jett merch being worn, and definitely by the time they did open the doors about 7:25, there were a lot of people in both lines. I was chatting with some of them. A lot of first timers, a lot of folks that had never seen Joan before. So we got into the room. I was on the second row of people on the floor. The people the diehards in the early pass line, they were lining right in front of the stage. That's fine. 8:30, music starts. So I'll just launch into the set list
All right.
here. So Joan comes out with the band. Joan is in full sunglasses and the dark hair. I'm going to go on a limb and say it might not be her actual hair.
Yeah. Oh, really? You think she's wearing a wig?
Different than the photos I had taken a couple years ago, and even last year.
Joan's wearing a wig?
I saw her. She had opened for Bryan Adams 2 years ago.
Ralph and I saw her last time at Stern Grove, and she was great. They played a bunch of obscure stuff.
Which was great. And last summer...
She's wearing a wig?
Opening for Billy Idol, which was a great show. So Joan comes out looking like a Ramon, which is great, and does Shooting into Space.
What's that?
Off the latest EP. Normally she comes out with Victim of Circumstance, but comes out with probably something nobody's ever heard before, except, us. After Shooting into Space,
I feel bad.
Cherry Bomb with a fun video montage.
I gotta find Shooting into Space. Do I have the new EP? Let's see what is on the new EP. I feel like an idiot. I don't think I have that, Ralph.
Old Joan photos and cherry bombs and all that. After that, the obligatory "Do You Want to Touch Me?" where she urged the crowd to, sing along.
Mindsets. Let's hear a little bit of Shooting into Space, if I remember this. Let's see here. Hi, Barn Burner.
I'm standing at the starting gate.
Hi, that's good. Let me back Ralph up a little bit here. Okay, here we go.
Starts. So I'll just launch into the set list here. So Joan comes out with the band. Joan is in full sunglasses and
I went too far. Here we go.
And the dark hair. I'm gonna go on a limb and say
back. Let me move it forward a little bit.
Her kind of Riot Girl album. That was
here you go.
Stuff. So After You Drive Me Wild.
Oh, wait a minute, back up.
In full sunglasses and the dark hair. That song she does all the time is she talks about the first song I ever wrote with a band called the Runaways. You drive me wild.
You drive me wild.
Well, so far, a lot of stuff that is part of a standard Joan Jett opening set, greatest hits kind of stuff. So After You Drive Me Wild, she launches into the French song.
Oh, that's a good one.
I go,
I love you. No, Je ne te la fonce tu a soir. I've seen her play that a few times.
This is good. This is kind of a deep cut. I've heard sing this before, but loving that
album. The album.
Next up, she's talking about playing some good music, and she plays good music off of. One. I believe the album is good music.
Yeah, listen a little bit of good music. Whoa.
That was great.
A little bit of good music. A little bit. All right, I lost Ralph. Here was
lining up at 6 o'clock.
Okay, I lost my place.
Oh here. My goodness! Even 10 days later, a lot of stuff that is part of a standard Joan Jett opening set, greatest hits kind of from. Completely.
I'm out of it here.
Was blown away that I was getting to hear backlash. Don't know that it.
Oh, well, back up.
Sing along, yeah.
Okay, I'm lost my place.
For Joan Jett in the pit, right when they went on sale, not knowing what night.
Come on,
access.
Butler.
So there were a lot of people in early access. You Want to Touch Me, where she urged the crowd to, sing along, yeah, oh yeah.
All right, friends, I gotta pull myself together here. We are really fucking up. Your friend Michael Butler. Did you know I'm a podcast Hall of Famer?
Anyway, enough of that. It was a fun night. My wife loved it. Massive bonus points for me. What would you do for love?
Okay, I'm losing.
Why not? Nothing else. And all that. Plays good music off of, I believe that album is good music from it's like her fourth record.
Man, that was unprofessional.
That was great.
Producer.
After that, she introduces the next song as this is a song by Paul Westerberg.
She did
wrote with Paul
Androgynous.
Westerberg.
Androgynous.
I'm going, oh, great. Here comes Androgynous. Not my favorite song at all. But no, it was not Androgynous. It was Backlash.
Yeah, that's on.
What
is Backlash on? Is that on?
Love
Naked?
Backlash off of
Naked?
Notorious? What is Backlash from?
Yes, it's on Notorious.
Completely,
You're right.
I was blown away. That I was.
Let's listen a little bit in Backlash here. That's a great tune. I'm going to go piss while this is playing. I'll get back to Ralph. Let me piss first, folks. All right, okay, I'm back. Back to you, Ralph.
I was getting to hear Backlash. Don't know that it ever.
I've never seen her play Backlash.
Seen her do that one. I did make a video of that. Unfortunately, it's marred by the sounds of this guy singing at the top of his lungs.
That's great.
Singing over Joan.
It's you.
But perhaps I'll post that. So after Backlash, she does Go Home.
Go Home on Evil Sting. Wait, that's on Pure and Simple, isn't it? Yes, Pure and Simple. Go Home. Let's see, Go Home. Go Home. Pure and Simple, one of my favorite Joan Jett albums. Man, those are good. That's deep cuts, man.
Deep cut off of
Pure and Simple.
Pure and Simple, I think.
Slim's doing that tour.
Girl album. That was great. And then she does Lie to Me, which I love Lie to Me.
Which album is Lie to Me on?
She did that last summer with Billy Idol, which I had not seen her do in forever. That was great. After that, next song, I hear somebody, as they're playing the intro, somebody behind me says, "Woe is me." And yes,
that's a great one.
I did not pick it up from the first few notes, but another deep cut from
that they replaced the original "I Love Rock and Roll" had Little Drummer Boy. Then they took it off and did a new pressing with "Woe Is Me," which I think that was the B side of Crimson and Clover
album. "Woe Is Me," great song.
Love it.
After that, she plays "Any Weather" from Unvarnished, which I like that song too. And that's kind of been an earworm for both my wife and I. Even 10 days later, we're both singing "Any Weather." After that, another deep cut that I don't know if I've seen her play. Maybe she does it. She did "You Don't Know What You Got."
You Don't Know What You Got from the first album, Bad Reputation. It's the album called Bad Reputation. My favorite, that's my second favorite Joan Jett song.
Till It's Gone from the first record.
Yes.
And she mentioned.
My favorite song is also on Bad Reputation, the first record, which is called Jezebel. I guarantee she didn't play Jezebel, but fuck, I'd lose my shit if she played that.
And that this was a song she wrote after the breakup of the Runaways, which I do
Great
not know.
tune.
Up next, the band switches out guitars. They come out with the acoustic guitars, and she does 2 songs. Long Time.
What's a long time?
From was that on Good Music?
Is that on Good Music? Let's see. What's Good Music? It might be on Glorious Results. It's not on Good Music. What's on Glorious Results? Yes, it's on Glorious Results of Misspent Youth. Listen, a little bit of that. Okay, all right. Let's get fast forward here. You're fast, Jimmy. Good one. I love that album, Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth.
Up Your Alley, don't remember.
No,
and then
Glorious
Runaway, off of I Love Rock and Roll, I believe.
I'm gonna run away, never come. I've seen her play that when she was, when she was touring arenas and stuff with I Love Rock and Roll. When that album came out, she played that all the time. I love that tune as well. That whole album's great. I should do it. Does It Hold Up?
The 2 acoustic songs, back to kind of the hits, does Sly and the Stones' Everyday People.
Right,
I don't know her fascination with that song, but
I like it.
It's been part of the set list forever. So after Everyday People, she sets down the guitar and exits side of the stage, maybe for a water break. And I'm starting to hear the bass guitar banging out a familiar bass line that I recognize, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
I think we're going to hear Now I Want to Be Your Dog.
Oh yeah, I saw her play that on
one of my favorites. I don't think I've seen her perform that since I saw Joan, Jett and the Blackhearts at the Great America Redwood stage, the Great America Amusement Park in 1990. I know my friend in Schoonover and I saw that performed there. I remember sneaking in the family camcorder to that show, and somewhere I think I've got a very poor video of her doing Now I Want to Be Your Dog, which she introduced saying she just completed a tour with Iggy Pop in Australia, and Iggy does this song far better than she could ever do, but she was going to do it for us anyway.
She does it great.
Great. Love that song.
That album has a lot of Desmond Child songs on it.
I Want to Be Your Dog, we're gonna finish up the greatest hits are coming. I Love Rock and Roll.
And I Hate Myself.
And Crimson and Clover, which I had promised that I would do my interpretive dance, and I told my wife, you got to film me doing my dance or Crimson and Clover, but being packed in on the floor, I just don't think it was the time to pull that off. So sorry, folks. I know I promised, but no Crimson and Clover dance. Then we're finishing up with Hate Myself for Loving You.
Of course.
And of course, Bad Reputation. I just loved that set list.
Man, that's a great set list, Ralph.
Wish
I was there with you, friend.
I think the best part is there were some songs I didn't have to listen to. Didn't have to listen to Light of Day. Heard that.
I don't mind Light of Day.
Victim of Circumstance. We've heard that.
I love Victim of Circumstance.
What else? Fake Friends with Kenny Laguna introducing the song, talking about selling records out of the back of his Cadillac.
I've heard that a million times.
Such a great set list. It was a great set list for me. My wife did not recognize a lot of the songs.
That's good. It's good.
That was really not the goal of the evening. Highly recommend seeing Joan Jett as a headliner.
I love it, Ralph. I love it.
Almost 90 minutes, maybe 85 minutes, or 80 minutes if you don't count kind of the video introduction. The band was great. The House of Blues is a really nice small place.
I wish I could have been
Santana is coming there. That's a great small room for Santana. So if anybody's thinking of doing a Vegas trip, highly recommend House of Blues. Santana should be fun. And there's
hey Ralph, Cheap Trick's coming
months
to
that the
Vegas
Eagles are in town. So
let's go see Cheap Trick in Vegas, Ralph.
Can we not mention the Eagles? That was kind of the reason that we went. So the Sphere, a little difficult to get to if they don't have the walkway open between the Venetian Hotel and the Sphere. For the Wizard of Oz, we had parked in what we thought that was the Venetian garage near the Sphere, but it was kind of the Venetian garage nowhere near the Sphere.
Oh, too bad.
Involved a lot of walking because they closed the walkway because there was it was a 4:00 Wednesday, or was it 5:00? Anyway, it was a time that they closed the walkway because there was business conventions using the area that you would walk through. But for Saturday night, for the Eagles, got to walk directly through the Venetian and the convention center area. Very easy to get to. We were kind of familiar with the Sphere, that there's a lot of elevators to take you to the second level, third level, fourth level. Well, escalators really, probably elevators as well. Definitely a lot of Eagles merch for sale. There was a lot of Wizard of Oz merch for sale. So the Sphere is basically, the seats are very highly raked, very tall. You're sitting in the inside of a Sphere. Duh. I had bought second level Eagles, which was maybe 30% more than third level Eagles. And definitely not as high up as fourth level Eagles. It was nice. The band is still very tiny because you're far away, you're high up. And that's the deal, because the Sphere is all about the video projections in the 360-ish, not really 360, maybe 180 plus degrees all around you, all above you. So you don't really need to be close. I would say if you're on the floor or in the 100s, you're at a disadvantage. Your neck is going to be craning to look up. We had 300 seats for Wizard of Oz. That was great. 200 seats for Eagles. Could have gotten away with 300 seats. It wouldn't have mattered. 300 level. They opened with Hotel California, definitely using the video screens, and next 7 songs were all from my high school years. Just Witchy Woman, One of These Nights, New Kid in Town. It was just.
Who took Glenn Fry's place? Vince Gill? Vince Gill?
So Eagles, we've got Don Henley, drums and vocals. Sometimes a different drummer would step in and Don Henley would come out front and play the guitar. Vince Gill sang some of the country-tinged songs.
We do a couple of Vince Gill tunes with
Glenn
Shaq.
Fry's son, Deacon Fry, sang a few songs. He has a great voice. Joe Walsh, of course, was there. He had been sick for a couple previous shows, but Joe Walsh's voice, not in great form. Might have forgotten one of the lyrics on Rocky Mountain Way, not sure. What else? They had another guitarist, a couple keyboards, but there's apparently 16,000 speakers in the Sphere. The music was pristine. The music was excellent. The video production was beautiful. All the Eagle songs you'd ever want to hear. A couple Don Henleys, a couple Joe Walsh. I won't bore you with the set list. Eagles' greatest hits. Super fun. Great venue to visit. Highly recommend it. No Doubt is coming to the Sphere. Not sure how that's going to work, since No Doubt is a show that I'd want to be on my feet for. And being on your feet at the Sphere, you're kind of taking your life in your hands.
Huh.
It's very heavily angled and you'd be blocking people's views. Metallica's coming. That should be wild, as the seats also vibrate. So I'm sure the whole Metallica experience will be an onslaught to the senses. What can I say? if you can get tickets. That's in October. So anyhow, fun week of music and gambling, if you're into that. I am not. I'm into drinking at the bar. My wife is into the gambling thing. So it all worked out. It was very, very cold in February in Las Vegas. So onward, upward. Hope you're doing well in whatever location you might be. Enjoy your next Manitoba tour. I don't know when we will run into each other again on the left coast, but I hope it is soon.
Me too, friend.
So there you have it, buddy. A week in Vegas. Looking forward to probably not listening to this myself. I tend not to listen to my own recordings. But stay frosty. We'll see you later.
Stay frosty. Thank you, Ralph Miller. You too can leave me a show review. I like that. A long show review, and I like the long ones as well. Thank you, Ralph Miller. I really appreciate it, friend. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here with a Joan song. I'm going to play my favorite Joan Jett song, Jezebel, from the first album, Bad Reputation. Thank you for listening, friends. It means a lot to me. I apologize for fucking up Ralph Miller's audio comment, but that's the way it goes when you're in a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or a podcast Hall of Famer. I put in a request for Elliot Easton. So if you know Elliot Easton or are friends with him on Facebook, whatever, ask him to come on the Rock and Roll Geek show. I'd like to talk new cars and guitar playing with him because the guy's a fucking ripping guitar player. All right. That's going to do it for me, friends. rockandrollgeek.com. Send me an email, rockandrollgeek@gmail.com. Go to the Facebook group that Ralph Miller's on there, but Richard Fusey is the sheriff. He's the one that's in charge of the thing. I didn't create it, but et cetera, et cetera. Find me on the Instagram. Let me see. I'm on Facebook, RnR Geek. Find me on Twitter, RnR Geek. Instagram, Rock and Roll Geek. Don't ask. You know how to reach me, friends. And please keep the donations coming because without your donations, this show would die horrible, putrid, stench-filled death. I'll talk to you very soon. I'm heading back to California on Thursday of next week, a week from tomorrow. I got a Chad gig, country gig, and then I'm flying out to the Midwest for the Manitoba tour. I'll talk to you soon. Here is Joan Jett, Jezebel.
It's a rock and roll geek train wreck.